My name's Nick Rae. I'm the head of coffee for Toby's estate, and I've been with the business for around 11 years. Toby's estate is an Australian-based coffee roastery. We're based out of Sydney, and all of our production for the whole world comes out of that one single roastery. One of the other things that really impresses me about Toby's is I started there just like over 11 years ago. I was working with Toby's Estate Coffee, say 14 years ago. I was working in a cafe using Toby's Estate Coffee. I didn't know anything about specialty coffee. They really brought me along this sort of amazing journey, going from having no idea, just knowing how to steam milk and put coffee in a group handle, to where I am now. Coffee is one of the last industries where you don't have to go to university and study and be this ultra professional. Before you get started, you're able to fumble and find your way, and Toby's Estate offers people careers. And I think the thing that we're really proud about is, like, I started in our cafe and I'm in charge of the coffee program. Our head roaster started in the cafe. Our green bean buyer started in the cafe. Our head of sales in New South Wales is from the cafe. Like, it's the breeding ground for the people that are currently in big positions in the company. And so Toby's Estate, for me, it gives people opportunity. There's no hard lines on what we have to do. I think when you start at Toby's, your eyes are just open to what the world of coffee has to offer. Just like any roaster, philosophy is extremely important. Every roastery has a really strong philosophy or approach on how they buy coffee, how they roast coffee, and how they serve coffee. And so for us, the philosophy is the core that allows us to sort of express our creativity. So we have these frameworks, but they're just the baseline. After that, it's important for us to let our staff thrive and explore and grow and be creative. And so the framework is the base, and then the staff in these different departments or different levels of coffee, they can push the coffee in any direction that they feel. And so we want them to really push the roasting, push the boundaries of roasting, push the boundaries of purchasing, push the boundaries of espresso and filter. But we have to start with the framework to ensure that when you drink our coffee, you know you're drinking Toby's Estate coffee. But we know our philosophy works because we have the opportunity to travel around the world and drink our coffee here in the Middle East or in Indonesia or Singapore, or no matter where it is in Australia, and you go there and you drink our coffee and the coffee tastes fantastic. And I think then you know the philosophy works, and then that's when we get super excited, and it instills like an inspiration or a passion to go back and work harder, because you see the value that it brings everywhere. And so yeah, the philosophy for us is extremely important, and I think it's something that all customers, no matter where you drink your coffee, you should start to try and have a look and understand or think about what the philosophy is of wherever you're drinking your coffee. When we're traveling to Origin to buy our coffee, I think the green bean buyer, whoever's traveling, usually we travel with two people, so it'll be someone from the coffee roasting team and someone from the green bean team. And then they travel to Origin and they're looking to buy the coffees that are going to make sure that our blends are going to maintain this flavor profile consistency. And so we're not looking for consistency day to day, we're looking for consistency year to year. And so when we travel to Colombia or Costa Rica or wherever we're going, they have to know exactly why they're going there, and they have to know exactly what they're looking for. And so part of the process of doing that is, when you're in Australia, in Sydney, you have to know exactly what our coffee tastes like before you travel. And so sourcing the coffee is traveling overseas and buying the coffee. And so the way that you buy coffee when you travel overseas is you travel to whichever country you're going to, and they'll bring coffee. You'll either travel to the farm and drink the coffee with the farmer at his farm, or they'll bring stacks of different farmers' coffees to you, and then you drink the coffees and you select the ones that you feel are going to be best suited to whatever purpose you need the coffee for. And the way that we drink the coffee, it's through a process called cupping, and it's something that every coffee buyer, every roaster, everyone, it's one of these things that everybody does. And so it's a way that you purchase the coffee, it's a way you assess and score the coffees, it's how you work out whether these coffees are the right ones for you or whether they're not suitable at all. After you've traveled to origin, you go to the country, you go to the farm, you find the coffee, you drink it with them, you taste it, yep, we love it. Then you agree, how much do we need for the year? Then we agree on how much coffee we need. We sign the contracts. Then the process starts of getting the coffee delivered to Australia. And then so when people talk about sourcing, they think sometimes, or maybe it's just buying the coffee, you travel, you taste the coffee and then you go home. But because for us at Toby's, we control the entire process. So we also bring the coffee in to Australia. We buy the coffee direct. Some people they'll go and try the coffee and then their sort of hands are clean and then the coffee just arrives in their warehouse. At Toby's, after we purchase the coffee at origin, then another person has to take over and start organizing the shipment. And then getting the coffee, you have to get the container, you have to ship the coffee, you have to make sure that it passes all the inspections. And so for us, the traveling to origin is sort of just the start, and it's the start of a long process before we actually see any coffee coming into Australia, into our warehouses. And so the people that do this are usually our green bean buyer, who's Charlotte Malabar, and our new green bean buyer, Josh Haydinger. So Josh has been with the business for 15 years, 15 years, longer than me. When I started at Toby's, he was my boss in the cafe, and Charlotte. And so Charlotte, she's really prevalent in the coffee competition scene. She's got stacks of experience, and the amount of relationships she has, like when we go to origin with Charlotte, it's like going with a superstar or rock star. Like everyone knows, oh, Charlotte's here. And then so it's really exciting when you go to origin with her, because you get privy to certain things that maybe other people wouldn't get the opportunity to see. And then so these are the people behind who's getting the coffee for Toby's. It's pretty straightforward to go there, buy the coffee and come home, but how do they know what coffees to buy? And I think it goes back to the framework that we put around what we're looking for. And so making sure that they know what flavors we're looking for, the characteristics of the coffee, so things like acidity, body, mouthfeel. These are really important things that are going to contribute to the way the coffee performs on the bar in your espresso machine. And so we just make sure that it's crystal clear when we go to this country, this is the flavor profile that we're looking for. And so we're lucky that these guys have been working for Toby's for many, many years, and we've drank thousands of cups of coffee together. And so for us, it's quite simple because we know exactly what we need, and we've drank that much coffee together that we don't really have to make sure that this is the right coffee. They know what to do. They've been doing it for a long time. And so I think for us, the proof's in the pudding, and we're extremely happy with how consistent our coffee's been performing. The thing that keeps us there is the people, the teamwork, the team dynamic. Being so close and working with so many people in different departments, you get to hang out and have chats. The people that are in marketing, the people that are in finance, they all drink coffee. And so that's where it all starts, is down in the cafe, having a coffee with everyone. You get to know people. It makes it exciting when you come to work. You get to hang out with different people. And then again, like the people behind the coffee, the people that are roasting your coffee, the amount of time and effort that you see people putting into making sure that we're putting the best coffee out.